I never thought I'd share this deeply painful chapter of my life, but here I am. My first spouse committed an unthinkable betrayal with my cousin, resulting in a child my entire family hid from me for over 2 decades. Now, as my professional life has flourished, those same relatives suddenly want to mend fences. Let me guide you through this heart-wrenching saga from beginning to end. At 44, I lead what seems like a stable life. I've been married for 10 years, together with my wife for 13, and we have an 8-year-old son who brings us endless joy. But beneath this calm exterior lies a tangled web of deceit that took years to unravel. My first marriage began at 22. My wife, whom I'll call Anna, was my childhood sweetheart from our school days. We were the couple everyone believed was destined to last, marrying right after college with steady jobs in hand. The early years were blissful, full of love and shared dreams. But about 2.5 years in, things shifted. Anna grew distant, and despite my efforts to bridge the gap, the emotional and physical disconnect widened. Then, just before our 3rd anniversary, she blindsided me with divorce papers. My pleas for answers were met with vague claims that her love had simply faded. The divorce was finalized quickly, as we had few shared assets. But what followed was far worse. Anna vanished completely, new phone number, new address, no trace. Even more bewildering was my family's response. After the divorce, my parents and only brother began to pull away. Calls went unanswered, messages ignored, and visits were met with locked doors. Their abandonment during my lowest point plunged me into despair, leading me to abandon my career for months. My salvation came from loyal friends who helped me rebuild. They encouraged me to chase a long-buried dream, opening my own restaurant, a goal I'd set aside to prioritize stability for Anna. With their support, I crafted business plans and secured investors. 4 years after the divorce, I opened my restaurant. The early days were tough, but persistence paid off. 2 years later, at an industry event, I met the woman who would become my current wife. Her genuine admiration for my work sparked a connection that grew into love, leading to marriage 3 years later. Now, with a thriving restaurant chain, a loving wife, and our son, life seemed settled, until a local news segment aired about my success. 3 days later, my estranged family showed up at my office, acting as if the past 20 years of silence never happened. Their praise for my achievements quickly gave way to a shocking truth. Anna had been unfaithful with my cousin, Mark, throughout our marriage. Worse, she was pregnant with his child during our divorce, a fact my family hid to protect me. They claimed from Mark's father, my uncle, who held financial control over the family business. The betrayal was staggering. For 2 decades, they let me believe I was childless while my biological daughter grew up thinking Mark was her father. Their sudden return coincided with my success, revealing their true motives. Furious, I had security escort them out after condemning their cowardice. But their revelation left me with a dilemma, my 20-year-old daughter. After discussing with my wife, I reached out via social media. After 2 weeks of silence, my daughter replied, shaken by the truth of her paternity. Our first meeting was emotional but showed promise for a future bond. Her ability to handle such a life-altering truth spoke to her strength, despite being raised by those who deceived her. My family's attempts at reconciliation, full of apologies and excuses, fell flat. Some wounds are too deep to heal, and their betrayal earned them permanent exile from my life. In the months that followed, my relationship with my daughter, Lily, grew beyond my hopes. Weekly calls turned daily, awkward moments gave way to laughter. She visited during her college break, bonding instantly with her half-brother who adored her. My wife, Claire, was my anchor, embracing Lily despite the complex emotions. "She's as much a victim as you," Claire reminded me when anger surfaced. Maybe more, she was lied to her whole life. Lily's adjustment wasn't easy. Her relationship with Anna and Mark frayed as more truths emerged. She learned Mark knew her true paternity since she was 12, after a medical emergency required blood tests, shattering her trust in him. Meanwhile, my family's attempts to reconnect grew intrusive. My parents began appearing at Lily's university, claiming they wanted to explain. I hired a lawyer to send a cease and desist letter, threatening legal action if they continued harassing us. On the business front, Mark, now running my uncle's company, made veiled threats through mutual contacts, fearing Lily might claim inheritance rights. My attorney clarified she had no legal claim unless named in a will. Lily's resilience shone through. She began therapy to process the betrayal and urged me to do the same. "I don't want this to define us," she said during a heartfelt talk, her maturity humbling me. Then came an unexpected twist. During a medical review for Lily's upcoming surgery, discrepancies in her family medical history surfaced. Further investigation suggested Anna was pregnant before her affair with Mark began. A DNA test confirmed it. With a 99.97% probability, I was Lily's biological father. The results arrived on a rainy afternoon, and as I read them, I broke down, not from pain, but from relief. The daughter I'd grown to love was mine by blood and heart. Claire held me as I wept. Lily took the news with grace. "I always felt something was wrong about not being yours," she admitted. "Mark and I never connected like a father and daughter should." The revelation rocked both families. My parents, realizing they'd hidden their true granddaughter, were devastated. Anna and Mark's marriage reportedly crumbled under the truth's weight. As I write this, Lily is preparing to spend her first full summer with us. We're turning the guest room into her permanent space, and my son eagerly awaits his big sister's arrival. Legal matters regarding paternity fraud loom, and the emotional fallout will linger. But for the first time in decades, I feel whole. I have my true family, the one stolen from me all those years ago. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more real-life stories that touch the heart. Your support helps us share more experiences like this. Thank you for reading, and I'll see you in the next story.